Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WPLS, and our last guest is a hip-hop artist who came up with Russell Simmons in New York City, and he has over 35 years of experience in the music industry and hopes his latest album, Get Vaccinated, will inspire others to receive the COVID vaccine. So please welcome to the show, Lance Romance.
What's up,
Lance,
everybody?
how are you, man? How
Fine,
you
thank
feeling?
you. I'm good. Thank you very much. How you doing?
Good, good. You got a lot of history in the business. We were kicking it just before we came on, and you were going back a little bit, with the Fat Boys and all that stuff. Tell us about it.
Well, my first record deal was in the summer of '84 with Leland Robinson. Took me to his mom, Sylvia Robinson's. I got a record deal with Sugar Hill Records first in '84.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So my uncle knew Leland because he had lived in Inglewood, New Jersey.
There you go. That's where Sylvia is, up there.
Yep. And then my second record deal, my aunt was dating or seeing one of the guys from the Soul Sonic Force, Globe, Globe. And Globe took me to Tommy Silverman and Monica Lynch. So my second record deal was with Tommy Boy in '85.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't sign with either one of them. So then I did Crush Groove. And after I did Crush Groove,
of course, that's the movie.
Crush Groove, the movie. And Sal put me in contact with Russell, and I wound up being in a scene. And Charles Stetler met me, and then I wind up doing the dancing version at City College for the Fat Boys, Don't You Dog Me.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned a couple of people, Sal Abatello from The Fever.
Yes.
And Charles Stetler.
Yes. And
he's the one who founded the Fat Boys.
Absolutely. And then Russell had told me that, Dr. Ice and Kango Kid, rest in peace, were going to do their own thing, and Houdini needed some dancers, and I should be one and find another one. And then we met on the Raisin, we, conformed this on the Raisin Hell tour with Run DMC, LL Cool J, the Beastie Boys, and early on an unknown group at the time called Public Enemy. I went and got a job as a doorman at Windows on the World at the World Trade Center.
Wow.
And me and Romeo, JD from the Boogie Boys, Fly Girl, we were the doormen at Windows on the World.
Wow.
So then he left and said, look, I got a record deal. We got this record coming out called Fly Girl, and it's taking off. I'm like, I want a deal too. And so we were doormen at Window on the World. But while I was at Window on the World, my father had me in acting school at HB Studios on 120 Bank Street because he thought I was going to be an actor because he knew Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier and all those guys and Harry Belafonte. And he thought, why don't you be an actor? And then early on, that's how I met Malcolm Jamal Warner, Blair Underwood, and I wound up auditioning for The Cosby Show.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get it because my friend that I took to the audition, Carl Payne, wound up getting the part of Cockroach.
They said, do not take anybody with you when you're going on your go-sees.
Carl got the part. And then I wind up, Uta Hagen, one of the greatest acting teachers in the world, told me, why don't you do something you love because you're a terrible actor.
Yeah.
And then I got into doing demos and music. And then, I decided to, get under Russell, and he got me in with Houdini. And then after that, I just started making my albums. Now I got 35 albums.
Woo!
I got the largest independent catalog in the music industry with 700 to 26, but 800 registered songs.
Yeah.
And 35 albums that you can physically go to iTunes or Spotify and see it. And I signed with EMI in '93. Me, Pharrell, Timberland, Jermaine Dupri, Dallas Austin.
Yeah.
Later Rodney Jerkins. And then Sony bought EMI in '93. And then my contract was fulfilled with Sony by 2016. I got to keep all of my masters. So I have 35 albums and 726 registered BMI songs, 100% mine.
That's great. And a lot of artists are looking to do that. So you're going to be a very educational figure in the movement that I'm going to tell you about later on. The Hip Hop Alliance, Remember that?
Hip Hop Alliance,
Curtis Blow, Chuck D, and the whole crew. and we're educating people because they have monies in different places. Like you probably have monies in different places that you should know about. Well, I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Okay.
But thank you for all that you've done and all that you've put out, and all that you've contributed to the hip hop genre and R&B genre too.
Yes, yes.
But
Thank you.
so then COVID happened.
Absolutely.
And then you got into what?
So during the COVID time, first I made a Black Lives album and Black Lives Matter album. And then I realized that, at the time, the COVID started to become relevant to our community of people of, Black and brown. And I realized that, there had to be somebody that could discuss it outside of a conversation on news. And I thought, putting it in music would work. But it had to be done without it sounding like a album that was, telling you what to do. So Anthony.
Well, and what probably also motivated you, I don't know, check me if I'm wrong, that a lot of people of color were getting sick. Well, a lot of people in general were getting sick, but
Absolutely.
more so people with underlying conditions.
Yes.
Maybe dealing with the asthma, obesity, maybe other health problems, other health situations. A lot of people were dying.
Absolutely. We were
so
dying.
That probably helped you move into that area to help others.
Yeah, I was here. Absolutely. Sorry about that. Excuse me. I was living on 40th and 2nd Avenue, right near, the most traffic was happening there, coming down 2nd Avenue, not far from the United Nations building in that area. So hearing so many, the ambulance would pass and the police and the bodies were, this is like March.
You meant to say Bellevue Hospital on the other side there. That was it.
Yes, down from Belleville. Exactly what I meant to say. So yeah, I was motivated. Anthony said, let's do some research. There was a lot happening, a lot of changes from masks to gloves to vaccines. And I went to Rite Aid in this past summer and I got the first shot and got the second shot. And I realized that I had to discuss it. I remember Puff Daddy had a writer and a producer on his team, Mr. Mario Winans. And I decided to utilize myself and Mario Winans tracks. And I made a full Get Vaccinated album so it could sound very R&B-ish. So all the production is Mario Winans with myself. And then I wrote all the lyrics and then Mario, had the foundation laid and I just flipped it and made it into an album called Get Vaccinated because I thought it was important to at least be out there in the market.
Yeah. So where do we go from here? How are we going to use it?
Well, I'm getting ready to go on tour May 10th, a worldwide tour. And we are partnered with the Marriott organization, Marriott Hotels. And we're going to be doing many venues. So I figured people wouldn't really know who Lance Romance, the artist is. So I decided to take fashion on the road, being that I was involved with the Victoria's Secret runway models and Fashion Week. It's the first time in the history of the world that fashion has traveled like it was like a circus. So I figured if I did it as a fashion show, people would come to see fashion, even if they didn't come to see me, but I would be the music, which would still talk about the songs related to being vaccinated on the DL. You know what I mean?
Where can we go to find out more about you? Because we can go deep. We can go and talk for a long time, but we got to come back and do it some more. So where can we go to find out more about what you're doing?
So I'm going to be posting on Instagram today the actual tour dates from May all the way through October. And then we're going to probably continue to do more international dates. So you can go to my Lance Romance hip hop music on Instagram, or just put in Lance Romance on Instagram. It'll normally pop up and I'll have most of it posted. And there'll be a link also to a website where people can buy tickets, to come to these events. And pretty much, it'll be like a fashion show with different designers and celebrities and models. And then, we'll discuss COVID and you'll get, every show there'll be a booklet or pamphlet that basically gives you the information about staying vaccinated, more information of knowledge, because I think a lot of the whole concept of these vaccines and boosters there's some theories and myths and gossip. I think knowledge is important.
Lance Romance Matthews, hip hop music and recording artist, get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Get that pinch, or if you're in Britain, get that jab, right?
That jab, that pinch. Yes. And
go.
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to hear more of the endeavors with the other businesses you have going on and the other joint things we should do as a hip hop community.
You got it. We'll talk about it. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of it all. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. And I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Peace.